Shards of Kindness by Olga Kass. A parable. A wealthy family was spending the day upon the hotel's private beach. The children laughed as they swam in the sea and built grand sand castles beneath the warm sun. After a while, a woman appeared in the distance. She was old and plainly dressed. Her grey hair fluttered in the wind, and her faded clothes hung loosely upon her slight frame. As she walked slowly along the shore, she bent down now and then to pick something from the sand and place it carefully into a worn cloth bag. All the while she murmured softly to herself, as though speaking to the sea alone. The parents quickly called their children nearer and warned them to keep away from the old woman. As she passed by, she lifted her eyes and offered the family a gentle smile, yet no one returned her greeting. "How on earth is she allowed onto a private beach?" the father protested. "We do not have time for this now," the mother replied. "We shall complain to the hotel management later. For the moment, we must go." They had planned an evening excursion upon a yacht, and before long the strange encounter faded from their thoughts like a footprint washed away by the tide. Several days later, the family saw the woman again. They had gone to the long and historic promenade overlooking the sea, one of the resort's most celebrated places. Tourists wandered there beside the locals, and the promenade stretched for kilometers along the coast. On one side rose a high stone wall, above which the gardens of elegant villas spilled with flowers and trailing vines. On the other side, narrow piers of weathered stone reached out into the water, dividing the shoreline into small sandy coves. The day was cool and windy. Few people were swimming, yet many strolled happily along the shore with bare feet upon the sand. The family sat at a small restaurant near the foot of one of the piers, but the children were restless and eager to run and play beside the sea. It was in the midst of this small commotion that they noticed the old woman once more. She was doing exactly as before, walking slowly by the water's edge, stooping now and then to gather something from the sand and place it into her cloth bag. "Look," the mother said irritably. "There she is again. This is quite unacceptable." Yet her husband interrupted her, watching with surprise as passing people smiled warmly to the woman, greeting her as though she were an old friend. "It seems she is well known here," he said quietly. "Who is she?" A man seated at the neighboring table, having overheard their conversation, turned towards them with a gentle expression. "She is our local celebrity," he said. "She lives alone and has no children of her own. For many years she has devoted her life to walking these beaches, gathering shards of glass and sharp shells from the sand, so that children's feet will not be cut." And suddenly the family understood that the poorest hands upon the shore had carried the richest kindness of all.